Welcome, Eric. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it.
Cool. Could you tell us just kind of a little bit about kind of who you are and your background and what you do?
Yeah, so again, my name's Eric Dunn. I'm the CEO of Coffman Group, and we're a part of Sandler Training, which is a franchise designed around helping clients uh, train and develop their organization. We mainly focus on the sales aspect of it. So that's management, coaching, salespeople. We get into the customer success side of the house as well. Yep.
So talk to us kind of about the impact of kind of this shelter in place and the slowdown, kind of the impact it's had on you and your clients.
Went back to my office and I said, group, we've got to adjust how we're doing business. And this was before they did any shutdowns. It was the Friday before kind of that second week of March. I said, we got to move all our clients to virtual through at least May. We got to change every private meeting, every one-on-one, every single thing. And they all looked at me like, what do you mean? And then everything kind of snowballed. The next thing that really happened was we noticed our clients that were being impacted by it. We really found out the third of our clients that live in the world that was already being impacted, whether they helped, entertainment venues, supported the restaurant industry, etc. It started to snowball pretty quickly, really fast.
What's kind of your plan for coming out of this? Kind of how are you shifting marketing and sales priorities after that?
The good news is I really had a belief that training's changing already. And so for the last 2 to 3 years, we've been working on moving a lot of our content virtual. We work with a lot of decentralized companies, so they have branches, offices, and remote salespeople all across the country and world. So we've been building that structure in already. So we already had a virtual training platform built. We do sales, coaching, management, prospecting, all kinds of different topics already built. We just had to transition some clients to that weren't used to it. But what's interesting though is the clients, because we're doing not one Zoom meeting a month, but everybody's doing Zoom meetings or GoToMeetings all week long, how custom and used to people are getting to it, which is great because I find that the visualization piece of this adds a component that almost makes it as good as being in person. We've actually done a full day, 8-hour, what we call boot camp, full day training. So what we did where we used to do face-to-face, we'd have a break about every hour and a half, 2 hours. We've now shifted it to every 50 minutes and we have a 10-minute break. And I mentioned that to my daughter who's a sixth grader and she says, Dad, duh, that's what we do at school. Every 50 minutes there's a break. I'm like, I thought I was really getting creative and ingenious here, right? And she's like, yeah, we've been doing it that way for ages. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I've been saying this a lot to my clients, because we're in a unique position. We're not only trying to help us, we're trying to help our clients, right? We have 63 different clients that are battling through the same situation and they're asking for our feedback and insight. And I've kind of been saying this, there's three groups of people. There's a third that, whether they want to or can't or choose to, right? They got to put their head in the sand, right? Like you have another group that's wait and see. And your last third's kind of the optimistic, maybe they're still open, maybe they see this as an opportunity to expand, fix things, develop their team, etc. And so I've really been helping our clients start to understand where's your third? There's opportunities there. What everybody realized though is that, at least we did for sure, is that we had a lot of clients and prospects in our funnel that were part of the 2/3. When you sit back and you look at it, you're like, yeah, they don't really have a choice. They worked with restaurants. There's no opportunity,
Yeah.
right? And then we looked at who we were prospecting and targeting and noticed that some of that mix has got to change. So we spent the last week and a half really spending time on who's the right target audience right now, can appreciate our message, that still are trying to get through the fight, trying to prospect and prosper the best they can.
So when you are doing the sales piece, how do you balance that in terms of basically you want to stay top of mind, you want to sell when there's that opportunity, but you also don't want to kind of come across as insensitive. Kind of how do you balance that and what is that messaging like?
So we really shifted to how do we help? And so we went down a direction of virtual selling and the skills around utilizing a Zoom meeting. You know, I've been doing virtual training at some level since 2004 on a WebEx platform. And there's just some skills you learn over the years that if you were doing one every quarter to now you're doing 4 a day, you need to get good at.
What are you guys doing to position yourselves on the other side of this, whether that's middle of May, end of May, hopefully, but who knows when?
2021.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you guys positioning yourselves to deal with that?
So a couple of things we've been doing. We've been going through our past clients, making sure we've got their right contact information. They're great sources of not only potential business, but they pass along their information. They're disciples, advocates for us. So we make sure we have that. 2, refine the current list. Do we have everybody allocated? And I had a great dialogue with a client last week. He says, no longer can you just call it technology. Because if you got to go a couple layers underneath that to really understand who you're targeting. Because a technology company over here that develops software for restaurants might not be the right target in May. But technology that does software platforms for construction business can be a great platform. So we've really taken extra hours and effort to really refine the list of who we want to target. And then we've really segmented out and really thought through the client or the target base. And I don't know what open looks like, but I don't think you get to do walk-ins anytime soon. I don't know that people are just going to allow you into their buildings without having, right? I think there's going to be a lot of protocol measures. I really believed in 2024, people aren't always going to be driving to our office. If they're already doing virtual college and virtual high school, that age group's going to move into the workforce, and they're going to say, now I drive somewhere to get training and development. Like that doesn't make any sense. But the marketplace adjusts, people adjust, situations adjust, right? Like commuting for 2 hours to get somewhere doesn't always make sense if the meeting's only going to be an hour long. So
Sure.
we actually see a lot of this being our shift for the future, not just for, it's just fast forwarded
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
quicker than what I was. I wasn't planning on it being a 48-hour window to make the entire shift is what I'm
sure.
really trying to say. That was a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Well, outstanding. Thank you so much for your time. Really
Yeah, this has
appreciate
been
it.
great.
And
Thank you for asking me to be on here. This is
no,
wonderful, Matthew.
outstanding. Very
Yeah,
cool. And best of luck, and we'll be in touch.
done deal. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Thanks a lot. We'll
Thanks.
talk to you. All right. Bye bye.